R. Kelly was around too many children, and too many nasty things happen with them, okay? That we know right now. We can stamp that today. So I do want to see this trial reach a conclusion and the jury give a verdict, if you will. Yeah. But it's devastating to hear some of this. You're a parent, I am too.
Yeah, and that's why it's so scary and sickening. And we also have heard from people around him. We're expected to hear from some of his associates today. So it'll be interesting to see what information they have, because these were people around him that were allowing this to happen because of his fame, because of maybe his fortune, because of opportunities they would get. But they are just as responsible because they let it happen. People saw this happening, just as the parents let their kids go over to these houses. I would have never. I still today don't let my kids go out my sight unless it's a vintage situation. I know who these people are. I know what they're capable of. I know what friends are coming to the house. Even if they have somebody that might be estranged coming back to the house, I'm like, nope, you're not going over there because I don't know what's going to happen. I need to know blow by blow of what's going to occur or it's not going to happen in my watch. No, sir.
Well, and I think that you raise a good point, but I do want to say this. And remind people what predators do. A lot of these were single parent homes, not all of them, but a lot of them were. And people who had to work and were doing the best they could to raise their children. Not everybody spoon-fed their child to the lion or the lion's den. So I'll say that. But yeah, parents are responsible for their children and knowing where they are. And the other thing is, these associates, some of them, did more than just let it happen or allow it to happen. They participated. They helped in this. They aided R. Kelly. Exactly. They did this. They were liaisons in a number of ways, if you believe the allegations, and some of them seem to be true. BNT's Drake Clark is covering the trial for us. He's getting ready to enter the courthouse in Brooklyn. Tight security there, limits on who can be there and watch. Dre is joining us on the phone this morning. Good morning to you, Dre. There's been explosive testimony each day as we've chronicled. We've heard the stories you produced for us. Yesterday, though, a witness broke down on the stand. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was Sharon Reed, who you guys were just talking about a moment ago. She is listed as Jane Doe number 4. Her testimony began on Tuesday. She's testifying for the prosecution. And throughout her 2 days of testifying, she was very measured, very calm, very cool, very collected. But yesterday on redirect, she was asked to read from a journal entry dated January 23rd, 2010. And I'm going to paraphrase just what she wrote here because some of the details are just too sexually overt for me to talk about on TV. But on that date, she wrote in her journal, went to Rob's house. Rob called me silly. He called me a silly bee. Rob slapped me 3 times. He said if I lie to him again, next time it will be a open hand. He spit in my face. He spit in my mouth. He choked me during an argument. I had sex with Rob, but I was fed up after what happened, and so I went home and confessed. As she's reading this journal entry, she is crying, almost hysterically. Keep in mind, not sure if you guys know this, Sharon Reed is 8 months pregnant. And on her first day of testimony, she said she's due any day now. So immediately after she concluded reading this journal entry, the judge took a 15-minute recess because it was very emotional for her and very difficult. And certainly when you're dealing with a woman who is in the last stages of her pregnancy, you want to be very careful. But it was a very powerful and a very emotional moment there inside the courtroom.
And just for clarification, do we know the father of the baby?
Sharon Reed is married. So she's made it very clear R. Kelly is not the father of her child. She's not had any physical interaction with R. Kelly since 2010. She has 3 other children as well.
All right. And the trial is not being televised, which is why you're on the phone, because you're about to go into the courtroom. So can you paint us a picture? What are you noticing about R. Kelly and the others in the courtroom, their body language, their demeanor, their reactions?
First, R. Kelly, he's in court every day, dressed, wears glasses. He, for the most part, has looked forward or looked down. There were a few times when he would talk to one of his attorneys when Geronda was testifying, but mostly he sort of sits there and just looks on as the testimony is happening. The court is situated differently because of COVID. So reporters are in one courtroom, the actual trial is happening in another, and then there is another courtroom set up for members of the public and victims or anyone connected to the case personally. So we're all separated there inside the court because the judge wanted to do it that way because of this ongoing COVID crisis that we're dealing with.
Yeah, I hope, and it sounds like you're able to lay eyes on R. Kelly because his demeanor is also part of this, and it's very interesting for us to hear about his courtroom behavior, particularly since we know that it's been disclosed that he can't read or reads at a very low level, and so we're curious about communication with his attorneys. But tell us, Dre, who you expect to see on the witness stand today.
Today we could very well hear from Demetrius Smith. He is R. Kelly's former road manager. He is part of the so-called enterprise. We know he's going to testify because he's been outside the courtroom for the last day or so, just randomly talking to people. Usually when there is a witness who's going to testify for the prosecution, you don't see them until it's time for them to testify. But nonetheless, he's going to take the stand and he's going to talk about some of the things he was asked to do by R. Kelly, including possibly he may have been that person to secure the fake document changing Aaliyah's age from 15 to 18 when they were married, R. Kelly and Aaliyah. He may have been that individual. We won't find out until he takes the stand. But what is very clear is that he is going to offer testimony against his former boss. When you talk about this criminal enterprise, you wonder, why is R. Kelly the only one charged and not everyone else who played a part in acting on his behalf, his bodyguards, drivers who approached these young girls and women and made these arrangements for R. Kelly? I can only presume that many of them have cut deals with the prosecution and have said, listen, I don't want to go to prison, so I will testify to talk about the things that I was asked to do over the period of time of years, in some cases 20, 30 years, that I spent traveling with R. Kelly as a member of his inner circle. The prosecution has made it very clear. They have text messages, they have phone calls, they have videotapes that R. Kelly used to record these acts. They have a mountain of evidence, and they have the people in place to all validate that evidence to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And I can tell you, just from an amateur point of view, the prosecution is off to a very good start, a very good start.
Well, I'm sure
it does sound powerful.
Yeah, and I'm sure once the first person testifies, they will continue rolling out other people. When you start saying you're going to go to jail, they start singing like a canary.
Oh yeah, you got that right.
All right.
Well, Dre, we're counting on you.
Thank you, guys. I will keep you up to date. And just one last note: a friend of mine said to me last night, this R. Kelly thing it's not that big of a deal. It's not like I thought it was going to be. Please believe, the only thing that makes this different is that we can't show you video inside the courtroom because it's against federal law to bring cameras into a courtroom. But the details that are coming out of this trial are mind-boggling and unbelievable. It's a story that we have to tell because so many people have been affected by this superstar, the superstar singer who for some 30 years or so seemingly had a very, very, very illicit and illegal pattern of targeting young girls. And the details coming out of this trial have been unbelievable. And it's only day 3.
Only day 3, but we know you will keep us up to date on all the latest information coming out of that. Thank you, Dre Clark in New York. Wow, that's just shocking to hear that. It gets worse and worse every time. And don't forget, this is only one trial. He still has trials in other states against him, other court cases that have to be addressed at some point.
What Dre is cleaning up, the clean version Dre gave us this morning, is from the darkest, deepest corners. Every parent's nightmare. It really is. This law that keeps cameras out of the courtroom, this is our stuff, right? This is the American people's stuff, and we deserve to hear it. And there are many people like Dre's friend who need to hear the seedy details. And by the way, this road manager, we don't know, and Dre said we could find out if he indeed is the one that secured a fake ID for a 15-year-old girl to marry a predator. That's why I can call R. Kelly a predator. He married a 15-year-old. He's a predator. This tour manager and others, maybe Dre is right. They've cut deals. But these people are part of a trash machine, okay? Trading on children for personal gain. Why else would you do that? He's a star, he pays your salary. He's a star, he pays you, he told you to do it. Trading on the innocence of children for personal gain. It ain't like he said, go pick this up from the mailbox. He said, listen, I need a fake ID. Need to marry her. Help me out. So the whole thing is it is necessary, okay, that we all should hear. Why not have an audio feed?
Right, that's what I was thinking, an audio tape version. At some point, hopefully that will come out once the case is over. I know Dre was saying because of federal laws you can't have cameras in there, but hopefully after the case is over, we'll be able to hear some of this testimonies that are being said right now, and his defense and everything else is being said in that courtroom we need to hear. But of course, like we said earlier, we're going to be covering this throughout the trial, so you got to make sure you stay with us for continuing coverage of the R. Kelly trial, and we'll check again later today with Dre Clark. He's going to have more from day 3 of testimony as it gets underway.